Hello everyone, I'm so excited to do this video. Finally, I feel like I'm in a bit more confident of a place, thank goodness. Not that again, I was not confident. I promote acne positivity whilst trying to heal it and all that stuff. Just like any imperfection, you should be happy where you are, but also always strive to be the best version of yourself, aka why I make a lot of videos on, how to do that. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about in this video my acne journey. I feel like my skin is in a pretty decent place now. Obviously, it has some imperfections and I'm still working through it with my naturopath and stuff, but I feel like everything is slowly healing now, and this just happened maybe like last week. I started to notice finally changes with my diet. Diet is very important. Majority of it actually was my diet, which I haven't even showed you what I've been doing in my what I eat in a day videos, just because I didn't know about this until like last week. So anyway, I will make a video on that soon. But anyway, this video is about my acne journey. I'm going to be talking about the start of why I got acne and the beginning of my acne journey of when I struggled to now. I feel like, again, I'm in a better place. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy. And remember, don't forget to subscribe. I love you all. And yes, let's get started. So I think towards the end of like 2016, that's when I started to notice my acne. That was actually the same time that I transitioned to being plant-based. So basically, I've never struggled with acne all my life. I maybe only had like the occasional one pimple or something, but it wasn't anything crazy like cystic hormonal crazy acne. Yeah, I was about like 19 around there or something like that. So just like a year after I graduated, I went to discover more plant-based because my intentions were to actually get my health back on track, because I was eating like the standard American diet kind of thing. So like kind of meat and potatoes kind of person, very standard packaged stuff with like occasional fruits and vegetables, which we thought we were pretty healthy as a family, but I feel like every family feels the same way and that they're healthy, but that's really not the case. Everyone definitely needs to improve their health any way they can, and hence why I just wanted to go straight in, all in with the plant-based lifestyle. Basically, the end of 2016, that's when I noticed kind of cystic breakouts, and I've researched so much online that apparently going plant-based, you experiencing acne is a detox. So that's basically what I thought that whole time, and that's actually why I didn't get help sooner than I wish I probably would have. That's the only regret I had. I was doing so much online research and they kept saying like, oh no, it's a detox, like you have to purge first and then it gets clear, and my skin getting clear, the day never came. And if you're experiencing acne for more than like 2 years, 1 year is excessive, never mind 2 years. I mean, I've almost dealt with acne for 4 years, because again, it was ever since I went plant-based. So yeah, if you are dealing with acne more than a year, then definitely get help. It's not a purge, it's not a detox. You need you need help. So anyway, that's the least you can learn from my mistakes, because you would think like eating only fruits and vegetables, even gluten-free, you would have clear skin and it is a purge, and I was brainwashed thinking that, but yeah, no, it's totally not. You definitely need to get some tests done. Basically, long story short, I think it was like a year into having acne, I took Diane 35. So Diane 35 is basically a birth control that helps suppress acne and oil production, so it definitely helped me clear my skin. So yeah, basically I was on Diane 35 for like a year, but I did find later on like it was getting pretty pricey. It was like about $60 a month, so I was just like, yeet. let's scoot away from that for a sec, because also at the end of the day, I don't want to be covering and masking my skin issues with medication. It never sat well with me, just because again, at the end of the day, I was trying to better my skin with diet and better my health, not trying to make it worse and then taking medication on top of it. It just doesn't make sense. So why would I want to deal with like taking Accutane or birth control or any other medication, antibiotics, to get rid of my acne? Meanwhile, I'm trying to use my diet to get rid of those things in the first place. So yeah, that was just totally messed up with my mind. I was kind of like psychologically traumatized from that experience. Again, I was so miserable because of where my skin was at. I didn't realize how, I guess, weighed down I could feel about acne. But anyway, so yeah, a year after I got off of Diet 35, because I was like, okay, this is like messed up. I just don't want to deal with medication. It was messing up with my hormones. I had kind of mood swings, I guess. Also, there's like risks of blood clotting, so I was just like, okay, I'm not paying any more money for these. So basically, that was my first year of being plant-based. So my second year of being plant-based, so that's when I got off of the pill, and then I just didn't take anything at all, because again, I was so determined to like figure out what was wrong with my diet and stuff like that. So the second year was more of a dietary restriction choice, so I never chose medication that year, because because my acne went away. So I was just like, okay, like let's just see if I can adjust my diet now at this point, and then hopefully the acne just subsides and stays clear. Maybe the birth control is just all I needed, and then now we're good to go. But my second year of having acne, towards the end of the second year, that's when my acne started to come back a bit. And throughout that whole year, a lot of people suggest, for example, like Nina and Rhonda. I've been doing that for about a few months that second year, 3 to 4 months, honestly. Like I was so strict and I lost so much weight, which is like, that's the perfect diet if you want to lose weight. I loved it for that. Like I looked so like snatched and toned. But again, like despite how amazing that diet was for weight loss, because I didn't count calories, I didn't track what I ate, as long as it was like no fat, you know, I lost weight like that and it was effortless. But again, my skin was still struggling. I was just so frustrated at this point, because I tried low fat and then I tried zero fat after that, and then I was like, okay, let's try to just cut out gluten then. And like I've never had a problem with gluten before I went vegan, so I was like, it can't be that. But I was just like, whatever, let's just cut it out anyway. So we're even super strict. So I was dealing with that for about 3 to 4 months, and then I was like, okay, let's try to cut out fruit because of the sugar. And I was just so like sad. Why would I want to cut out fruit, something that's so healthy, just because of the natural sugar that's occurred in it? It just did not make sense to me, but I did it anyway, because again, I was just like, what else am I gonna do? It was around like the 3rd year when I really like went ham. I like tried a water fasting. I water fast for like a week. I did not do any more than that. It's not healthy whatsoever, so do not try that. That was just me being desperate, and at the end of the day, it didn't even work. The fact that I was water fasting, it did help my acne a bit, just because I wasn't putting anything in my body, so any food. But then I knew the second I started putting food in my body again, my acne was gonna come back, because it just didn't like what was being put in there. So I thought it was excess fiber. So at that point, the 3rd year, again, I didn't do any medication. I was chill trying to figure out what to do with my diet. So the 3rd year, that's when I started like reducing my fiber. So yeah, basically I thought it was a fiber thing, because I thought my body maybe had no time to absorb the nutrients, because the fiber was constantly like, it's undigestible cellulose. I was thinking if maybe I limited my fiber intake, then that would probably be a bit better and like less hard on my gut. So I was just cooking with a lot of kind of like white bread, rice, like just empty kind of calories with fruits and vegetables. So like it wasn't unhealthy, but obviously it wasn't the end all be all diet that I wanted to be on, because obviously like the main reason for me to get healthy was so I don't have to eat those things, because I obviously don't believe that eating white bread or rice in a diet, I mean occasionally it's fine, but like if you're trying to bulk that and then put like fruit and veg around, to me that just didn't sit right. I was like, what other diet? Because at this point I think it was just diets I was trying. Towards like the end of my 3rd year, I tried a lot of supplementation. So I did try a bit of probiotics, so I thought probiotics wasn't the case. And then actually at that time, because I was researching a lot, this was the exact same year that like so many ex-vegans just like came to the surface on YouTube, like why I'm no longer vegan. My mind was just so like, screwed up, because I was like almost at the point of like breaking. I was like, hey, is this not right for me? Am I just like not meant to eat this way? Because again, that was the year that so many ex-vegans were like coming to the surface. And then they apparently were mentioning a lot of things about SIBO and digestion problems, and like that's kind of what I had. So I thought I had SIBO. So this comes to the end of last year, beginning of this year. So that is when I finally decided, okay, like it's my health. I need to be able to invest in time and money into it in order to at least get it on the right track. And it's gonna, you know, come at a cost. So basically that's when I reached out to a naturopath. So that was towards the end of last year. I reached out to a naturopath. So straight away, I bought a couple of tests. So again, this is when I probably should have done this beforehand, but getting tested is so important. Like if you have acne, definitely get your stool tested and your breath tested. So basically I took 2 tests. I will break it down. So the first test was a breath test. So the breath test determines if you have SIBO or not. And again, these tests are maybe like a few $100s each. If that's the price you have to pay to literally get the rest of your life solved, like all your questions answered, you know, that's something that you have to do. So yeah, so I took a breath test because again, I thought I had SIBO. Again, all these ex-vegans are saying, okay, I had SIBO, my digestion was crap. And again, my digestion was not good, hence why I thought I had SIBO. So I took the SIBO test, and it turns out, again, I have a video on it, so you can totally check it out. Turns out that I had negative SIBO. So apparently I don't have SIBO, which I'm very happy, and that stands for small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. I could like link down below what exactly SIBO is. Yeah, basically there's just an overaccumulation of the bad bacteria. At that point, probiotics actually will make the symptoms worse because it'll just feed the bad bacteria. Like there's too many bad bacteria that you just can't possibly overpower the good bacteria with the probiotic if you don't take care of your SIBO issues first. So I got tested negative SIBO, so thank goodness I did not have to do any like low FODMAP diet. Save yourself a bunch of time and money just by buying like a SIBO test. So yeah, but if you do have SIBO, then you would do the low FODMAP diet and try to figure out how to kill and starve the bad bacteria in your gut, and then you can eventually feed the good bacteria again with probiotics. But yeah, so I did not have to worry about that, thank goodness. So the second test I took was a stool test. The stool test was good because it determines your microbiome and it determines like the good bacteria and the bad bacteria, like how much you have of each. For me, luckily, I did not have that many bad bacterias. It was just, I was super low in probiotics. It was weird because the whole time I was vegan, I thought that I was taking enough probiotics because I was eating like plant-based yogurts and like kimchi and sauerkraut, and I was like, why is this not working? But it turns out that the whole time I was taking that stuff thinking that I was having enough probiotics, it turns out that there's actually not a lot of probiotics in all yogurts. This includes dairy, this includes plant-based. Like yogurts in general, they're not the best source of probiotics. Honestly, if you're looking for ways to have more probiotics, I am living proof that just having yogurt or whatever is not enough. Whether it's dairy or non-dairy, like it's the same all around. I mean, dairy actually feeds the bad bacteria, so obviously I was like, hey, I'm not going back to eating normally. Like, I mean, I'm pretty dedicated to plant-based because I know the hazards of dairy and long-term repercussions you can you know, have to go through. My naturopath also recommended me to take oral probiotics internally, and I felt also over time, like within a month, like I still wasn't reaping any benefits of probiotics. So basically, if you don't have SIBO and you do have low probiotics, just know that taking pills, eating like fermented food, you have to see if that's even enough for you, because that honestly wasn't even enough probiotics for me, and I'm just recently discovering new things to kind of consume that has more probiotics and that I can make fresh. So basically right now I'm making my own plant-based kefir, which I am enjoying so much, and I feel like that is probably the best form of probiotics right now I've ever consumed in my life. But yeah, I will be making a whole video on that. But anyway, before the naturopath, that's when I also discovered B5. So in the meantime, if you are still unsure about what you have and what is going on in your gut and your microbiome, meanwhile you're saving up to get those tests done, it's not a bad idea maybe if you want to do B5 until then, but I definitely don't recommend relying on that for your end all be all, because at the end of the day, I don't think that's sustainable. Because again, like I took like 10 to 15 pills a day minimum when it came to B5, and honestly, I feel like that is just like way too much. That's just my honest opinion. I have so many videos on B5. Again, if you are so desperate like I was, it's not a bad idea because it does work. But again, at the end of the day, I don't want to be masking my problems with supplements or medication. But yeah, so this is my skin now, and I feel like it's really good. Again, it's still kind of splotchy, but I've just started doing this new probiotic thing, maybe like 3 days. I've only been consuming the new probiotics that I'm making, my homemade kefir. And even just like from the few days, I feel like I just feel more energized, and you don't realize like how important probiotics are, and like the fact that we are made up of more bacteria than we are human cells. It just blows my mind. So that's why I'm like, okay, since I don't have SIBO, I'm low on probiotics from my tests. Let's just try to boost up probiotics, do anything we can. So yeah, I'm kind of just experiencing it right now because obviously my skin isn't perfect, but I mean, from my experience and my humble advice, this is just more of a video so you can get an idea of what I did from literally the 4-year period of like me having acne, from switching to plant-based to be more healthy. That was my intentions, to now. So now I finally feel like I'm actually confident in like the lifestyle that I'm doing. I'm still plant-based, obviously. I never was not plant-based. Ever since I started, I was so dedicated, and I think I always will be. Like, I'm so passionate about the plant-based lifestyle. But again, it was kind of disappointing having acne and like thinking that you're doing good for your body, but then having acne is just like, it just feels so frustrating sometimes. But again, I just powered through it. And if you, again, let's say are transitioning to a plant-based lifestyle, don't get discouraged. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you found this somewhat informative. Again, everyone is so different different when it comes to acne, but this was my story, and I hope you all can kind of be a bit more aware when it comes to having skin issues, dealing with everything kind of from the inside out and not trying to mask things either using Accutane or any supplementation, because yeah, at the end of the day, even Accutane is so expensive. So it's like, why don't you save that money that you're going to spend on Accutane and spend it on tests with a naturopath, and you're going to actually find out the root cause of that, what is happening within your body. So yeah, that is what I have to say about that. Hence why, again, I always never wanted to do Accutane. I just was too scared, and also it's just not beneficial in any way. As soon as you stop, your acne does come back. But yeah, I feel like I'm in a very good place now. I feel happier, I feel healthier. And yes, if you want a what I eat in a day video, I will be starting to probably film those pretty soon on a regular basis, I think. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed and kind of got a bit more better idea of what I had to go through in order to get to this position here. And I can, of course, I feel like this video is super long, so I can of course make another one, part 2 or something. If you want me to do like a Q&A or something, leave a comment down below. I hope you found this informative. Again, have a good day, good night, wherever you're watching this. Please subscribe if you want to see more of me. I post every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss a video I post. All my social media links will be linked down below, as well as my second YouTube channel. If you don't know, hello, my name is Sonia. I'm a music producer and I produce music. So if that is your thing, if you like EDM pop, if you like bright, happy, upbeat, vibey music, then that will definitely be for you. Please subscribe for that, and lots of virtual kisses and hugs, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, peace.